Call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for a div anarchy, and interface with a couch in space, an actual couch. Look at it. This is the first time we've had an actual couch in 2 years. Shout out to Aaron, my buddy, who's been on the show several times, the Grim Life of Hack and Slash, for getting me a couch. He just got me a couch. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a while, there's an actual couch and not like an impression of a couch or a ball pit or something. And that is amazing. Also amazing are our advertisers, brand new this week, Ligerhawk Records at ligerhawkrecords.bandcamp.com. You want to check out 8-Bit Panda Strike cover Divu's Mongoloid. It's amazing. You also want to get Collision of Spirits, new Invictus track. It's quite nice. There is also Our Time by Tommy Tantrum. He's real great. A Panda and His Uke has a new one called Narcissistic Nepotist. Gasoline Invertebrate covered the Hulk Hogan theme, that nerd. And Enter the Octagon 3 is out for free. 3 for free. We just like giving you stuff. I am so excited for today's episode, everybody. All the way from... Wait a minute. Let me turn off this goofy thing. Oh wait, I forgot. I am very excited, but I forgot an advertiser. How could I forget an advertiser when it's Super 7? Go to super7.com/Space Couch Show for all the best action figures and stuff in all the land. But make sure you put on that Space Couch Show or else your face will melt off. It's just science. I'm always picking up stuff from them. Check it out. The original is like $1 billion on eBay, but they reissued the Burbles, and you can get the possessed evil Thundercats. I love my Thundercats, but like when Mumra took possession of them, wow, super cool. Anyway, well, not cool because it's massively nerdy, but all right, now that that's out of the way, this is going to be great. All the way from the state I'm in, even though I'm in space. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome... I forgot my shortcuts. Please welcome Michelle of Force of Light Entertainment. How's it going?
Hello, good to be here.
Oh, yeah, good to have you too. Welcome to space. It's very roomy. Lots of parking.
It is. Lots to explore.
Right. Space / Knoxville, Tennessee. But we'll get into that shortly. Let's just begin for the uninitiated Space Couch Geteers out there with a little segment we like to call Describe Your Vibe. How would the mighty Michelle Smith of Force of Light, how would you describe your offerings unto the internet?
Let's see. Okay. So I think for describing my vibe, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Michelle from Force of Light. I have a co-host who's my sister, Natalie. She's not with us today, but she. When I say she's not with us today, I just mean here, not she's no longer with us.
Right? She's not. She's the actual Force of Light. She's like the Star Wars blue ghost that comes in.
Yeah, she's just not here today. But I would describe us as being kind of optimistic, high energy, usually kind of positive. That's kind of our vibes.
Awesome. Love it. And you do all sorts of things, commentary, lots of movie reviews. I've seen you on our mutual friend Carrie Smith's show a non-zero amount of times. But we'll do a little bit of homework. Where's the best place for our users to find you on the internets? All of them.
Yes, the best place to find us would be Force of Light Entertainment on YouTube, and then also I don't have a personal Twitter account, so I run Force of Light Entertainment. It's me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and then whichever. And then you also can find me at Michelle34 Smith on Instagram or at Force of Light Entertainment on Instagram.
All right, so that is homework assignment number 1 out there on terra firma, assuming you're watching this from Earth. But not to be discriminatory if you're watching this from Mars or something. But you still want to go to those websites. But you have been a movie reaction machine. Like, you're just cranking them out.
Let's see, you've gone mute. I think you pulled something out. There we go. There we go. We caught it. We caught it. Hold on, you're still mute. We're gonna figure it out. We got this. I can hear you now.
Oh yeah, okay.
Your hands went and then it went silent.
Oh
so.
yeah, so we're probably going to careen into the sun if I threw something off. But until then, until we like crash into a planet, I'm not sure if this is going to make like a ton of sense or even if there's going to be a lot of meat on this bone. But having watched movies like from a huge, your range is impressive. Of the kind of things you watch, do you see any like trends from various times, like an 80s comedy versus a 2000s comedy, or like I know like the erotic thriller was like big in the 90s and then like went away forever. Like what sort of things do you notice from watching so many movies?
The things I notice, and then people always take this when we use this word as like a negative. It's like each generation has their version of cheesy. People take you out through the floors?
I mean, what is going on?
How the heck they even do that?
Like, I don't. Is she a goner? Or like, did she just go through to the next level? Like, how does this work?
I think it's like when you get eaten by a shark. I think you're gone.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Not
like
quite.
They're like, okay, so like think of a movie like Top Gun.
Right.
Like we'll go to the 80s. Think
Right.
of Top
Hell
Gun.
yeah.
Think of him like singing her that song.
Yeah.
Like it's cheesy, but it works.
It's
like
so
I don't
silly,
mean that
yeah.
in a bad way.
Right.
But it's like 80s had like their version of cheesy, whereas like American flags, fireworks,
Right.
like it was like it's its own thing. And then 90s had like its version of cheesy, like movies like The Rock and things like that. That
Fascinating.
like that there's when I use the word cheesy, I don't even mean in a bad way. Like
No, I
it's
get it. Just camp or fun or something.
Yeah.
But that being the concept that changes, I was not expecting. That's like, I mean, now if you busted out, I don't know, an American flag, people might call you like some sort of a nationalist or something like that.
Yeah,
not that there'd be
exactly.
anything wrong with that, but it's the idea that the idea of camp evolves. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
The other thing I wanted to ask you is, after having done approximately 3 billion episodes of your show, like give or take, a billion, what do you know now that you wish you knew at the start, if anything?
I wish we would have just started with movie reactions because we did it. Like we kind of stumbled. But then again, that's the thing I would say to anyone, which people said when I was starting. If anyone out there is thinking about starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast, whatever your carts kind of want to do, just start.
Okay.
Like, because things evolve. Like you will kind of maybe find your lane, find your niche. Like we found our niche in doing movie reactions.
Okay.
We actually we were out to dinner with, shout out to Drunk 3PO.
Oh, nice.
Much bigger YouTuber than us, but we were out with him, and we had just done where we watched we did not record ourselves, but we watched Lord of the Rings, and we did a first time watching review, and like it did really well. And anyways, we were out to dinner, and he was like, reactions. That's gonna be you guys' thing. And it was like it was
nice.
Like that's what it like took off, and we really found our niche, and we started doing that, and then that allowed us to keep doing because when I first started this, I'm just you probably can respect this. I'm just someone who loves people would be like, well, Michelle, you've clearly not seen a lot of things, but I love going to the movies, and I love discussing movies. So that's really how we started.
Awesome.
I was just kind of the nerdy side of me, just wanted to discuss movies. And that's kind of a harder lane to find in YouTube. But because of the reactions, which I enjoy, because it's I'm watching a lot of good movies.
That's great.
It's allowed me to then do reviews and stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. I like the idea of actually people are like, you haven't seen, whatever, Blade Runner? And then I'm like, I know I've seen it, just to use an example, like collectively, but I don't know if I've ever sat down and just put on, Lady
Yes.
Hawk or whatever. And so I do like that you can actually get all those reps under your belt. Check out the wonderful movie reactions on at Force of Light. Good stuff. Good stuff. I just started doing a movie show, and it is really, like we always say, we're only going to keep it to 45 minutes, and then we keep going about like it's one of those topics you can just sort of riff on. Speaking of riffing, I'm not exactly sure where you are in Tennessee. You don't need to say I'm in Knoxville, but we are both Tennesseans. My driver's license says so. I'm official. Although
you're officially one of us.
Okay, well, I thank you. That means a lot to me. I'm trying. So, like, I'm wondering if you could. I've been here almost just over a calendar year.
Okay.
March 1. And I'm picking a few things up. But I'm wondering if you can help me. Like, and I've only really ever been in the Knoxville area, and it's a lot less cowboy hat and more sort of trucker hat.
Yes.
Here, and I will be honest. Coming from Boston is where I was before, and not even just Boston, like right on Cambridge, like wokety woke. It's less woke, but more woke than I thought it was going to be honest. I am right on the university campus, so like that's probably a big part of it. But what do I know about sweet tea is when you order tea, you get sweet tea. And those are the three things I figured out. Like, so what else do I know to be a for real Tennessean?
To fit into Tennessee, I don't use this word because I don't like it, but I mean, I guess you got to start using the word y'all.
Okay, so you can throw in a y'all. It's
throw it in, just casually, y'all.
All right. Okay, because I wasn't quite sure the protocol, like if that's more of a, because it's a weird, like it's almost the northern South in a way. But
yes.
So I didn't know.
Knoxville too, because Knoxville's an interesting city because I've always discovered you've got, like, even back before, like, if you want to use the word woke was a thing, like you always had a lot of people with like blue hair and like, kind of just different. But then you can have like a real city feel, but then you also can easily be in the country, like really quick.
Yes.
Like really quick.
Like, I was at you'll be at the Publix, and I'm like, am I going to a Ramon show or Morgan Wallen? Like, it's like it could go either way. That is a very astute observation. Knoxville can turn on a dime like that. All right,
it can.
So throw in a y'all. Don't be afraid to use it. But like,
and then if you really want to fit in Knoxville, just go Vols.
Right, that one.
Even if you don't give a crap, go Vols.
Yes. I had to cut through, like, they must have won because like everyone is in the street, like just hammered, and I had to cut through them to go home. And this guy goes, "Hey, do you want a pair of pants?" And I was like, "This is the craziest." All right, I'm a skinny guy. It would have taken 3 of me to fit into this pair of pants, but I have never been just in like Boston. It would have been like I gotta like get my dukes up and be ready for a fight. Like in Knoxville, I got offered pants. All right. It's a good move.
It's that Southern hospitality.
It's a thing. Pants. It's a real thing. Maybe I needed pants, or he just didn't like my skinny jeans. I have in my hit sheet. I know you guys do a non-zero amount of like political commentary and stuff like that. So I was going to talk about news of the day, but this is pre-recorded, so I'm not sure if you want to get into, like, as we're recording this, it's Thursday, so like the tariffs are big. People are still blowing up Tesla dealerships.
Yeah, I noticed the shirt.
Yeah. I don't anything striking you about today's political climate?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting.
Can you imagine? Can you think of something Can you think of some political, I mean, he's not even necessarily a political figure, although I guess Elon now in a way is. But can you imagine? Okay, I can't even think of a good example.
I mean, it's the exception that proves the rule. Like, you can't even think of an example of. I'm assuming where you're going with it
Yeah,
is
I
like.
can't even think of an example. So let's just put ourselves in a far left frame of mind.
Right.
That's what we're gonna have to do for this.
Okay.
Can you imagine like hating Elon Musk so bad? One, like for finding fraud basically
Right.
with our tax money.
Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. Like listen, if Joe Biden would have brought in Elon Musk to do what he's doing now, I'd been like,
they would have put his face on a
Great job.
mountain. If Obama had done it, and like they found there's
Yeah.
something like 100 million more social security numbers than there are citizens of the U.S., they would have carved his face into the moon.
yes.
And so it blows my mind. That is a good call.
But what I was gonna say is, can you imagine hating that guy so bad that like you're just in Knoxville, you're
Right.
back in Boston, wherever you are at this time, and you see a Tesla that some person has bought. They've worked hard.
Right.
They bought themselves a Tesla.
They ain't
In their
cheap.
mind, yeah, they're not cheap. They're probably in their mind trying to help the environment, and then you just are like, well, screw that person because they have a Tesla, and I'm gonna set their car on fire.
For the environment, I'm going to set their car on fire with the rare earth battery.
What is the thinking there?
It's so nutty. I don't know. It's like there's always got to be like a bad guy, like some sort of
Yes.
Skeletor figure, and
Yes.
if he's the guy that's saving astronauts, the government can't. It kind of muddies the narrative. But when did facts ever get in the way? Now I'm sort of getting on a soapbox. I didn't mean to, because I have a space couch, not a soapbox. It's pretty wild. Your I don't want to. I want to say actively, but that doesn't seem like the right word. Your show has sort of got a Christian flavor to it.
Yes,
Okay.
it does, I guess.
So, and I feel like it would be remiss of me to like not ask about that with how because this will be a little bit self-serving and not for the audience, because like I've always identified as a non-religious person, but I'm finding myself thinking about this concept a lot personally. So I'm wondering if there is. I mean, the question I wrote down is how should we think about the role of religion in 2025? But that's a little broad. Like, is there a sort of a framework that you put that in?
Well, I think too. I think here's what I've been noticing. Because I actually, full disclaimer for those watching, I actually am a licensed minister.
Oh, are you? Okay, great.
Yes, I have a PhD in theology. But
Dr. Force, hell yeah.
But I like to observe things, and what I've kind of observed in our culture is I think like, I mean, America was founded, whether people like to admit that or not, it was totally founded on religious liberty, freedom of speech. Those go hand in hand. And over the years, we definitely at times need to lighten up on some things, I would say, but we've gone to such an extreme in the last 20 years that I think like the whole idea of truth very much got lost. I mean, you began to hear people talking about your truth and my truth.
For sure.
There wasn't like, people are trying to go away from there actually being a truth, like the truth. And I just think what I've observed in society is things got so crazy that people are beginning to look for what's real. Like, what is truth? And I just think people are kind of hungry for some form of foundation in life because things have gone so chaotic.
Right.
And, at least for me, that would be my Christian faith, that it definitely does bring that grounding, that sense of reality, that sense of truth that like everything else can kind of be viewed through.
Fascinating. Thank you. Well, as a doctor of theology, uh, what, if anything, is something about Christianity you feel like people don't understand?
Hmm. Let me think about that. That's a good question.
All right. I mean, no wrong answer. It's space, so like there's no
Okay.
rules up here. You can do like whatever you want. Like seriously,
Okay.
whatever.
Let me do something because
all right.
I like to combat
Sure.
what I view like societal lies.
Okay.
And I think this one is coming from the fact that I, have an entertainment channel and watch a lot of media. A lie that I notice that is pushed a lot through Hollywood, specifically right now, and through the media at times, is they're kind of beginning to almost gaslight the public into believing that religion, and then specifically somehow Christianity,
Right.
has caused the vast majority of problems.
Always the bad guy in
Yes,
this.
always the bad guy. Always.
Right.
And it's like, I understand there have been wicked people that
Right.
went under the name of Christ that did terrible things. But my specific subject in my PhD was church history. And it's like, that's something that I've studied a lot. I can tell people that when you look at church history, it is vastly more filled with good that has been done. I mean, who invented hospitals, school,
Right.
like public education, these type of things? Christians. That's who did that.
Well, even in just movie world, when it gets so tropey that like when a priest shows up in the first act
like,
of
he's
V,
evil.
I'm like bad guy.
Bad guy.
I just know it.
They're
That,
bad.
right. Before he even says a word, I'm like, all right. So it's
Yes.
like that's a very good call. Like, don't automatically bad guy the.
Yeah, don't automatically bad. Again, they're definitely, and just speaking to the Christian faith, there's definitely been wicked people. There's wicked people in
Well, yeah.
everywhere.
In space, is I gotta be blasting space pirates left and right up in here.
Exactly. There's wicked people everywhere, but the vast majority has been good from the
Okay.
Christian faith. So that's what I would say. If
Fantastic.
there's something that I would like to kind of disprove. In fact, I would say, because my mind thinks of stuff like this, if I'm actually going to pick who's done the most evil throughout time, I would say governments. And I think I
Good
can easily prove that.
call. I mean, just by numbers alone,
Killed the most people, starved the most people, like, abused the most people, whether
Yeah,
it's kings,
right.
queens, government system. It's always government.
And what's the first thing a Stalin regime gets rid of?
Christianity, religion.
Yep. So that was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I was like writing this out. Like, I don't know if this one's going to work, but awesome. That's how good our guest today is. Well, we'll continue this hot streak with everybody's favorite feature, Radiation Round. Called that because lightning is exceedingly rare in space. I had asked my physicist friends, and he's like, yes, technically it could happen, but there's just not a lot of stuff in space, so I called it Radiation Round. Okay, no wrong answers. Say whatever you want. We'll go with in golden age leading men of Hollywood: Humphrey Bogart, Gary Cooper, Cary Grant, or Clark Gable.
Clark Gable.
Clark Gable. That was actually the right answer. I say there's no wrong answers, but sometimes there secretly is.
You're like, I was going to judge you if it wasn't Clark Gable.
Totally gonna judge. I can't judge anybody. I live on a couch in space. Give me your ideal meal. If like it's a calories don't count day, what would your ideal meal be?
Okay, I've got two.
Awesome.
I've thought this through. I've got two. I do like food. The way to my heart is through my stomach. But
10-4.
Okay, so I love Mexican food.
Awesome.
So like really good. Don't think of like some crappy Mexican restaurant. Think of your favorite Mexican
Right.
restaurant. Like I love. I mean, you got the chips and queso. You've got I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
beans and rice,
Oh,
enchiladas, tacos. They're good. All this stuff is
yeah.
good. So that's one meal.
That's
But
good
then the other
stuff.
way, if I want to go more American, I love a good filet, potatoes, salad.
Good
Like,
stuff.
yeah,
Oh, that's
really.
such. Oh, sorry. Like I used to live in Chicago, and now I'm flashing back to like, I don't know. That's if like the Mexican restaurant's like a little sketch, and it's like not fancy sit down dining. Okay, this is probably going to be amazing tasting, and like,
Yes, yes, that's how it can be.
that's
Yes,
how it can be. Oh,
exactly.
that's such a good call. And last question, possibly the most important question we've ever asked in 1 billion episodes of Space Couch. Um, do you have any single friends in Knoxville?
I don't think I do,
Okay,
but I'll be
crap.
on the lookout
All
for
right, thank you. I'm asking for a friend because I'm friends with myself. Um,
it.
all right, and then all right, that was radiation round. So from the top, Clark Gable, a great Mexican restaurant and a potato fillet. And no, but she'll get back to me. I mean, my friend, who's me. And everybody's other favorite feature, hypothetical spectacle. This is sort of where we like get Barbara Waltersy and like imagine your essence as something else. So I was curious if force of light as like a concept was an animal, what would it be?
Force of light. Well, my sister would say it's a cat.
Okay. Why? Just because it's hard to herd you, or
No,
you
because she
sleep
just
on
loves
keyboards?
cats.
Okay.
Loves cats. So she's got 4 cats.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah,
All right.
she's a cat lady. So I feel like, man, but then I almost feel like we're almost bear-like because we'll give you a big hug. I don't
Yes.
know. We're cozy and we'll give you, we're just like, come watch a movie with us. Come hang out with
I
us.
love it. I love it. I thought the answer might be a foal, like a baby horse, because that's the acronym of force of light. But I
Ooh.
like bears, like two giant, really welcoming bears that you watch movies with. Like let's just pop in, hunt for Red
It's like
October or something.
they're well-fed bears. They're not going to eat you.
Right, they're totally chill bears. Like you've been hanging out with the wrong bears. Like these bears, like they're really fun to talk to. They tell you how to fit in Tennessee. These bears are actually amazing. Uh, so that's all I got today for my stuff. Tell me what you have coming up for the Mighty Force of Light Entertainment.
Yes, let's see. We've got a lot that we've recorded. I've just got to get edited. But let's see. We've reacted to. I wanted to do a baseball movie since baseball just started.
Oh,
So one we saw a lot last year that people kept recommending was Bull Durham.
oh
Have you
wow,
seen that?
classic. Yeah,
It was pretty
that's
fun. It wasn't what I expected, but like in a fun way.
yeah, it was. That's another one where I'm like, I know I've seen it like on Comedy Central, which is like flipping through the
Yeah.
channels or something, but like never actually sat down and took in Bull Durham. But good
Let's
call.
see. So we got Bull Durham. We've got The Accountant from 2016.
Wow,
That one.
what
That
a
one's coming out.
memory hole. Yeah, like
That one's coming out. Then we record it. First time we've ever reacted to. No. We reacted to Stranger Things when it came out. So
Okay.
not first time we've reacted to a show, but we reacted to Firefly, the first episode. We'd never seen it. I
Okay.
don't know if you've heard of it.
the sci-fi show.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, like that's some nerd canon
It's
stuff,
totally nerd canon.
right?
So we
And-
reacted to that, and then I think this weekend, I want to throw out maybe reacting to Tombstone because I've never seen it, and it just to do it in honor of Val Kilmer.
for sure.
So I think we might do that,
Oh,
but we've
yeah.
got a lot coming.
That is exciting. I am a Kurt Russell super fan, so Tombstone's
Okay.
gonna be good. And my boy Mad Mardigan is Doc Holliday, and so it's gonna be that's gonna
you
be a
like
good one.
Tombstone?
Pardon?
You like Tombstone?
I liked Tombstone. There was Hollywood did this weird thing for years. Maybe it's still going on, where like Deep Impact and Armageddon came out at the same time, and like
Yes.
way back, Tombstone and Wyatt Earp came out at the same time. So I get them confused because my dad for 3 seconds looked like Kevin Costner. So like Kevin Costner was weirdly like the patron saint of our family. So it's like, but it was like, which do you like more, Wyatt Earp or Tombstone? So I don't know. Yes, Tombstone is the one I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah, no, that one's good. I liked it.
Yeah, because it's got Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer. It's got a pretty good cast.
Yeah, it's got more catchphrases, that's for sure. Which is really how you
Gotcha.
judge a movie, I guess. Ow, this has been so much fun. This is really all I had. But we got to do.
Well, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Out of the movies we've reacted to, what's been your favorite?
The
ones you've seen.
This Stranger Things stuff is I'm gonna have to. I liked that because it was like I got to sort of see it again before it went crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I am very interested to see I haven't seen the Firefly one. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. I when the Serenity Firefly star was like rising and Star Wars was sort of in the doldrums after the prequels, there was this really popular shirt that said in the Star Wars font, Joss Whedon is my master now, which like, gee, that did not age well. But
That did not.
that did not age. But it's just, I don't know, it makes me laugh in, I guess, a dark way. But speaking of those episodes, we'll catch all those on Force of Light Entertainment. YouTube's the best place. So what did we learn today? The idea of camp and cheesiness evolves, which is like,
And it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. No, I mean, I'm on a couch in space for no reason. Like, I love cheese, so like, don't. It's not a bad thing to me at all.
Oh, I didn't end that though. So let's end that. Like okay, so modern day cheese is like I actually don't like modern day cheese as well because it's like the crap you get in like Marvel movies.
Like, what's an example of modern day cheese?
Like just pick any Marvel movie.
Any of the Marvel movies, just because they're so like. What makes it cheesy? Just like predictability, or
like just their comments sometimes.
Okay.
Not all the Marvel movies are cheesy, but they all have like really cheesy. What it like Cap or someone being like, watch your mouth or watch
Okay.
your. I don't know. There's just cheesiness in the Marvel movie.
Right. Okay.
It's not as fun though. It's not as campy. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's a little more square.
Yeah, square is a good way. Like, I remember in ostensibly the worst of the Marvel movies, in Thor 2.
Oh yeah,
they're like
Dark World.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
They're flying around in a commandeered spaceship, and like he clips a statue, and the head falls off the statue, and I think Loki says like, "You just beheaded your dad," and like when I saw it in the theater, just flat, like total flat, like nobody reacted, and then I was thinking in my mind like, that was probably $1.5 million laugh that went like nowhere to animate the ship and the statue and all that. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the squareness of Marvel movies. Don't be square.
See, it's not fun.
It's not hip to be square, is what you're saying.
No, it's not hip to be square.
I love it. Timely references. Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, because time and space curve when you get this far out into the cosmos. So, like, really, it's all just relative. Just start. If you're going to do a podcast, just like start. Like,
do it.
It's a common theme when I ask this question. I come from music, so like the way I think about it is like a lot of dudes be like, as soon as I get this keyboard, I'll start my band, or as soon as I save up enough to whatever. Like, you can start now. You can start right now.
We started with the webcam on my old computer.
Hell
like
yeah.
That's what we started with.
I love it.
So
I love
you
it.
can just start.
You can just start if you're thinking of, and even not in like podcast world, but I find most endeavors in life, you can just start. Unless you're cliff diving or something, you'd probably want to like work up to that one. But
Yeah.
outside of cliff diving, people be crazy around Elon Musk. The priest doesn't always
don't burn Teslas.
Don't burn Teslas down. Priest doesn't always need to be the bad guy if you're writing a movie. That's just kind of silly these days. Like we've seen it so many times.
We all know it's predictable.
We all know. What was that recent movie where like the Pope was trans? It was Conclave.
Oh, Conclave, yeah.
Like weird. Okay, that went nowhere, but it just jumped into my space brain. Clark Gable, potato fillets, if not Mexican food. Single Friends in Knoxville pending, and really, if you're going to search the internet for entertainment, no better place than with two friendly, awesome bears who watch movies and react.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's really all I got. Unless you have any final Jerry Springer style thoughts for our space skateers at home. I just sort of sprung that one on you, but you don't have to.
No, I've really enjoyed being on. It's been really nice to get to talk to you in person. We've only talked behind the scenes just via, you can't really get a feel from someone when it's just like an inbox situation.
Totally.
So.
Like this is how I meet people now, like pretending to be in space on a divan. But hey, I'll take it. Because it was amazing to meet you and like have people watch us meet each other and talk about Clark Gable. But awesome. So this is Brian for Space Couch. I'm spilling everywhere. For Michelle Smith for Force of Light Entertainment, saying call the spaceship to Davenport. Prepare for anarchy and interface with a couch in space. Space Couch out. Wait a minute. Oh, careening into the sun. Space Couch out. Okay, there we go. I said the outro shortcut to this thing plays, and everybody has super fun. That was so great.